Are salespeople gifted with extraordinary mind skills where they can plumb the depths of the buyer's mind with almost X-ray vision of what they want? No. And that is why they need to ask questions to uncover what the buyer needs. They don't do that, though, and instead waste a lot of productive client-facing time thrashing around, delivering up their pitch or products without a clue as to whether this is what the buyer needs. Not terribly smart, is it? Welcome back to this weekly edition every Monday of the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show. I'm your host, Dr. Greg Story, your corporate coaching and training guy, president of Dale Carnegie Training Japan and best-selling author, Japan Sales Mastery, and my new book, Japan Business Mastery. We are bringing the show to you from our High Performance Center in Akasaka in Minatoku. This is the business center of Tokyo. Why the cutting edge? In this show, we are looking at the critical areas for success in business in Japan. We want to help advance everyone's thinking so that we can all be at the forefront, at the cutting edge of how to flourish here in this market. Before we get going with this week's topic, here is what caught my attention lately. Sony President Kenichiro Yoshida unveiled their new Vision S electric car this January. The vehicle is designed for level 2 and above autonomous driving, in which the vehicle can change lanes without human intervention. Sony says they realised the fastest way to collaborate with car makers supplying high-quality auto technology was to build their own car. Another reason was to retain their engineering talent, as Google, Apple, Facebook, and Amazon, the infamous GAFA companies, are magnets for young engineers wanting to work on exciting projects. Since the strength of the GAFA companies is in software and services, Sony wanted to differentiate itself by making moving products like household robots and cars. Sony's aggregate market value has now topped 10 trillion yen, or $91 billion, for the first time in 20 years. This is episode number 125, really sad questions from salespeople. And we are looking at a very interesting show today. Sorry, dewa ikimashou, so let's get going. 3 woeful contributions from salespeople include, we have this widget, you should have it, and we can discount the price. What a mess right there. Yes, left to their own devices, this is the type of nonsense salespeople say to clients. Serving the client's best interests is job number 1 for salespeople, so why aren't they having a proper conversation with the buyer? They are untrained, unprofessional, and unskilled. What should they be saying? We don't have anything for the buyer until we have some idea of what they need. Going through the detail of the latest release, model, new variation, etc. is pointless. Yet out comes the brochures detailing the spec, trying to lure the buyer with glossy photographs and copywriting. This has its place, of course, but timing is everything. The buyer wants it in pink, but we don't know that. If we head off on a monologue about the wonder of our blue range, we are going to get nowhere, glossy photographs or otherwise. Ask the buyer about where they are now with their business and then where they want to be. The size of the gap tells the salesperson whether they are the one with the solution to closing that gap or not. If the gap is not so large, better to go and find a buyer who has the opposite situation. Don't waste everyone's time any further. If there is a sizable gap, then ask why they haven't filled it in themselves already. What an ace question. In this answer is the hint as to whether we have the magic answer to solve their problem. Listening to them, we may, however, discover that we don't have what they need. No need for wrestling the buyer to the ground and trying to force them to buy. Get out of there as fast and polite as possible and go and find someone who you can provide with a solution. The next question is this escalation about their why. There are usually 4 whys. There is the unit why, the division why, the company why, and why it's in their own personal interest. Their personal why is a key driver of buyer behaviour, as we are driven by our own best interests. Once we know what success means for them, then we have an idea of how to present the solution at a later stage. Find out more when we come back from the break. If you want to sell more and do it more easily, do the Winning with Relationships selling course. If you can't build trust, no sale. Can't design excellent questions to understand the client's needs, no sale. Can't present the solution convincingly, no sale. Can't handle objections properly, no sale. Can't close, no sale. Master the sales process by doing the Winning with Relationships selling course now in either Japanese or English. The bestseller, Japan Sales Mastery, is the new Bible of selling in Japan. To sell to Japanese buyers, you need to create long-term partner-level trust, fully understand Japanese buyers' real needs, convince buyers with your solutions, overcome their hesitation, fear, and doubt, know how to ask for the order, ensure repeat orders. This book is the product of 30 plus years in the trenches selling in Japan. Order Japan Sales Mastery now. Welcome back. Going through the details and asking, do you want it, is not impressive as a means of getting the buyer to go for the purchase. Instead, having now understood what they need and having ascertained we can provide it, we now, and only now, introduce our product or service. We need to check a couple of things out before we go into solution explanation mode. Who are we talking to? Is this the big picture, macro, company direction, vision, realization driven CEO? Or are we talking to detail-oriented people like the CFO and the technical buyers who want 3 decimal places and all the microanalysis? Are they the user buyer who is thinking about ease of application, after sales service, guarantees and hand-holding if needed? Depending on where they sit in the company, our explanation of the suitability of the solution for them will be different. Similarly, the way we deliver the solution during our explanation will vary depending on their personality type. Are they a straight down to business or let's have a cup of tea buyer? Are they big picture or highly detail oriented? Discounting is the cancer of sales. It is a brand killer, a symbol of low value, a slippery slide from which there is only one direction, and that is down. The salesperson is like water. They find the path of least resistance, and the antidote to price preservation is discounting because it is easy. Salespeople are here to provide value. If there is a push for discounting, it had better be related to volume purchases. The defense of the brand is critical, and price preservation is needed if the organization is to stay in business. This is the salesperson's job, provide value. There are budget limits, policies, stupidities, excuses, justifications aplenty as to why the price has to go down. salespeople need to defend the price at all costs, including walking away. That is painful, especially when the monthly targets are there and there's tons of pressure raining down on your head like shrapnel. But you have to stand your ground. Provide a better explanation of the value. Do better research on where this solution can help the customer grow their business. Remember, if we can help the buyer to grow their business, then the product or service is essentially free. It is paid out of the growth on the top line, not the bottom line. The Cutting Edge Japan Business Show is here to help you succeed in Japan. Subscribe on YouTube, share it with your family, friends, and colleagues. Become a regular. Thank you for watching this episode, and remember to hit the subscribe button. Our website details are on screen now, enjapan.dalecarnegie.com. It's awesome value, so check it out. Please leave me some feedback on YouTube. I would love to know how this show has helped you and what other topics you're interested in for me to cover. Remember, I'm here as a free resource to help you, so just tell me how I can help you best. You might also enjoy my other weekly shows for podcasts. Mondays for the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show podcast, Tuesdays for the Presentations Japan series, Wednesdays for the Sales Japan series, Thursdays for the Leadership Japan series, and Fridays for the Japan Business Mastery Show, wherever you get your podcasts. Also, on Fridays, I release my other TV show, the Japan Business Mastery Show, on YouTube. In episode 126, we're talking about how to set your team up for success. Find out more about that next week. So, yoroshiku onegai itashimasu. Please join me for the next episode of the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show. We are here to help you, and we've only got one direction in mind for you and your business, and that is up.